And it also increases the writing skills a bit, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Writing is really
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
So I follow this company called Basecamp, and
Mm-hmm.
their whole theory is engineers should be good writers. You should be able to
Right.
put your thoughts in thoughts across, not by talking, but by being able to write your whole requirement, or your what are you trying to, what feature are you trying to tell, or what are you trying to build. You should be able to articulate it in written sentences, which anyone can look at and be like, oh, okay, this is what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
That writing and being articulate about something is really an important skill. And I think doing this daily status meeting will definitely help improve that. And it's good because it's in a closed group and everyone is learning together. So there's no judgment, like, hey,
Yeah.
you know
Right.
oh, okay, he had a typo here or something. There should not be any judgment. You should all learn together, basically.
Absolutely. I mean, now I think now that you've mentioned this importance of writing, um, do you mind elaborating, like, how, where exactly is writing so crucial in, particularly in the technological field? Because I think, um, I don't know, but I've seen like most people, most engineers who come into this field, there's so much focused on this technology part, but
Yeah, the
communication and
overall.
writing skills are also equally crucial to their job, because conveying their ideas, or the way that you need to convey your ideas to the higher ups, that would be through your communication writing skills.
Right.
So would you mind elaborating how on
So
that importance? Yeah.
I really, I mean, when you guys get a chance, you should. I can share this link also. I can put in your show notes, which is Basecamp has this concept called Shape Up, and
Mhm.
that's a software development methodology that they came up with, which is really interesting. But one of the key factors that they have is they encourage people to write whatever they're trying to avoid meetings. Basically, that's the whole point. Why do you want to you know disturb 10 people's time in a meeting, when rather one person sits and writes down his thoughts, and then he or she can share it, and then the other 9 people, whenever they have time, they look at it. That's it.
Mhm.
So you're not, if I'm in between something, I'm in a flow of thought, I'm writing my code or whatever I might be doing, I'm not interrupted by this meeting, basically. So that's where I think it comes from. But in my particular case, think about writing skills. Apart from what you just said about being able to present to the higher ups, so there you have, like, you will have presentation slides and all of those things.
Mhm.
But as simple as release notes, when you're releasing new software, you want to write a release note. I changed a bug fix. I mean, that's not a release note, or here's a feature. You should be able to beautifully say, or beautifully craft your release such that
Mhm.
it looks really nice and it's enticing for people to read it. One great example I can think of is one password. I am not sure if many of you are aware of it, but one password is a password manager, just like last password. So just go and check out their release notes. It is one of the best release notes I've ever seen. There are many like that. That's one of the places where I can think. The other place I can think of is when you find an issue or when you're reporting a bug, uh, you know, to be able to articulate it in a way that, say, you have like 100 people in your organization,
Mhm.
right? Not everyone is aware of that piece of line of code that you found out about, or a feature that you're trying to implement. You should be able to communicate written, not just verbally, but in written format. You should be able to communicate saying, this is what I'm intending to you know uh, implement, or this is the feature that I'm trying to propose, or whatever it might be. So I think it's really important, and I am pro return, to articulate and write down stuff, basically. So
Mhm.
it it can be shabby. I mean, it doesn't have to. You don't start off being a great writer. I mean,
Mhm.
you do it on a regular basis, and then you learn. And don't worry about spelling mistakes, don't worry about grammar, don't worry about, just start the process, that's all. All it takes is start the
Mm.
process. That's it. You can worry about grammar as you I mean, all of your students, you're in your early 20s. You have, this is the time to start. I mean, just
Mhm.
think about it. If you don't do it now, and then somebody asks you to write a requirements when you're in your company, and then you're scrambling, you're like, oh, is my grammar right, is my spelling correct? And at that time the tolerance level is much lower than when
Right.
it is now.
Mm.
That, just think about that. Like, right now the tolerance level is really high. You can make mistakes, you can afford to make mistakes. When you join the company, uh, however good the company is, you cannot, the level of mistakes that you can make is a little bit lower than what you can do now. So take the risk now, do it now.
Mhm.
Forget about what people think about you. Just write, even if it is, even if it is grammatically wrong, doesn't matter. Write and improve from there. Like, go from there, and constantly keep writing, and you will improve. You will, as you read more, books, as you read, more software documentation, you will improve in writing, for sure. And then whatever feature writing, document. That's another great way to improve your writing skill. So yeah, it's very important to have good communication skill, along with verbal presentation, also writing. It's really important, I think. And I would rather, like, even to date, I would rather uh, type something out and then post it in our company Slack channel than just have a call and then discuss about it. I would first post like a gist of what I want to talk about, and
Mhm.
then I will, we can have a call if needed, basically.